Hello friends, welcome again to this next session in the series of shortcuts and alternate methods. In today's video, we are going to take up the chapter called ratio and proportion. Okay, let's straight away get to the questions. As you are aware, we try to solve the questions with various methods, with simpler methods, right, and with shortcuts which are useful from the exam point of view. Okay, let's take up the first one. The first question says, if P is to Q is 4 is to 3, then find the value of P cube minus Q cube upon P cube plus Q cube, right? So I hope you remember P cube minus Q cube divided by P cube plus Q cube. You do not need to do any simplification. Just remember to check whether all the powers are same or not. Here you can see that all the powers are 3. In all the terms, the total power has to be exactly the same. Here all the terms have same power, 3. And P is to Q is given as 4 is to 3. If the powers are all same in each term in numerator and denominator, just straight away take the values given in the ratio. That means take P equal to 4, Q equal to 3. Just remember that condition. Alright, condition is that all the powers should be exactly the same. Put P equal to 4 and Q equal to 3 in this expression, you will get your answer. So it is 4 cube minus 3 cube divided by 4 cube plus 3 cube. 4 cube is 64 minus 3 cube is 27, then again 64 plus 27. So simplify this. 64 minus 27 will be equal to 37 divided by 64 plus 27 will be 91. Alright, so the answer is 37 upon 91. Okay, just be careful here. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now the second question, it says find the value of 6a plus 5b upon 7a minus 5b if 11a minus 2b upon 4a plus 5b is given 7 by 5. Alright, so what do we have to do? First we simplify the second one, the given one, that is 11a minus 2b upon 4a plus 5b, that is equal to 7 by 5. So first you do your cross multiplication here. So it will be 5 into 11, that is 55a, minus 5 into 2, that is 10b, 7 into 4 is 28a, plus 7 into 5 is 35b. I'll explain it again. This whole thing gets multiplied by 5, and this whole thing 4a plus 5b goes to the other side and gets multiplied to 7. Okay. Now after simplification, take a on the same side. So 55 minus 28, that will be 27a, and 10b goes to the other side and gets added. So 10 plus 35, that is 45b. So clearly from here we can see 9 cancels 27 3 times. So 3a equal to 9 cancels 45 5 times. So 3a equal to 5b. Alright, so here we get a upon b is equal to 5 upon 3. Fantastic. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking the value of this ratio, which is 6a plus 5b divided by 7a minus 5b. Now remember, we have to just check the power in each term. In each term here the power is just 1, right? And that means it is the same power. Each term has the same power. So just take a equal to 5 and b equal to 3. A equal to 5 and b equal to 3 and put it in this expression. So if I put a equal to 5, 6a will be 6 5s are 30. Plus 5 3s is 15, because b we are taking as 3, and 7 5s is 35, 5 3s is 15. So what we have here is 30 plus 15 is, oh wow, great. 30 plus 15 is 45, and 35 minus 15 is 20. Now 45 and 20, if you simplify by 5, divide by 5, it will be 9 divided by 4. So the final answer is 9 is to 4, that is third option. Okay, let's go to the next question now. Now this third question, it says the ratio of P and Q is 3 1 by 2. So let me write this. P is to Q is 3 1 by 2. Right? This is what it is. Right? Now 3 1 by 2 is 3 2 is 6 plus 1, 7 by 2. So what we get from here is P by Q is equal to 7 by 2. That is one thing. Then the second thing is x is to y is 4 by 5. So x by y is equal to 4 by 5. This is what it says. Now, what is the question saying? The question is saying 3xp minus 8qy upon py minus qx. The only thing that we need to check, the power should be same. Here the power is 2 in each term. See, it is x into p. If it is x into p, that means x raised to 1 into p raised to 1, that is power 2. Similarly, q into y, p into y, q into x, all of them have the same power. Alright? So, that means we just have, one second, this was not 8, it's not x, this is 8. I'm sorry. Okay, so now just put the values directly. So, put p equal to 7, q equal to 2, x equal to 4 and y equal to 5 in this expression. So, 3 into x into p, so it is 4 into 7, that is 28, minus 8 into q into y, q is 2, y is 5, so 10, 2 into 5 is 10, divide by py, so it is 7 into 5, 35, minus qx, that is 2 into 4, that is 8. Okay, so 3 into 28 is 84, minus 80, wow, divide by 35 minus 8 is 27. So it is 4 divided by 27. Fantastic. So this is what we have as our answer, and that is third option. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. Now, this question, it says 11a cube minus 15b cube divided by 10a cube plus 4b cube is 5 by 7. Perfect. Then find 2a plus b upon 3a minus 4b. First, we need to simplify this. 11a cube minus 15b cube upon 10a cube plus 4b cube. And that is equal to 5 divided by 7. Alright. So, first, we need to simplify this. Let's cross multiply. We'll get 7 into 11 is 77a cube. Minus 15 into 7 is 105b cube, equal to 5 into 10 is 50a cube, plus 5 into 4 is 20b cube. Okay, so 77 minus 50, that is, a cube, let's bring them together on the same side, so it becomes 27a cube, and 105 goes to the other side, so it becomes 105 plus 20, that is 125b cube. Okay, so we have a cube upon b cube as 125 upon 27, and 125 is actually 5 cube and 27 is 3 cube. Perfect. So we get a upon b equal to 5 upon 3. Right? Now, what is the question asking? The question is asking the value of a new ratio which says 2a plus b divided by 3a minus 4b. You just check powers are same. Yes, powers are same. So directly put a equal to 5 and b equal to 3 in that expression. So 2 into a, 2 into 5, that is 10. b is 3. Divide by 3a, 3 5s are 15. Minus 4 3s are 12. So it is 13 divided by 3. Okay, so the answer of this question, 13 by 3. Look at the options. The first one is the correct answer. Okay, let's go on to the next question now. Now, the next question is based on the basic theoretical meaning of the words used in the question. First question, it says duplicate ratio. Now, what is the meaning of duplicate? Duplicate means simply square. So, if it is 6x is to 7y, square of that, 6x square will be 36x square and 7y square will be 49y square. So, the third option is the correct answer. You just need to know that duplicate means square. That's it. Now, similarly, triplicate. Now, triplicate means cube. Okay? Triplicate means cube. So, take cube of 2x square is to 9y square. Now, 2x square cube will be 8x to the power 6. And 9y square, 9 square is 81. 9 cube is 729. So, that means it is 8x to the power 6 is to 729y to the power 6. That is first option. Just remember, triplicate means cube. So, this is the correct answer. Now, subduplicate means square root. Remember, duplicate means square. Subduplicate means square root. Square root. Alright. So, if it is given, you have to take square root of that number. So, it is 729 is to 6561. Now, 729 is square of 27. So, square root of 729 will be 27. And square root of 6561, that is 81 square, so it will be 81. Perfect. So it is 27 is to 81. So the answer is the second option. Just remember that subduplicate means square root. And finally, subtriplicate. Subtriplicate means cube root. Right? Subtriplicate means, triplicate means cube. So subtriplicate means cube root. Right? You just need to remember this. There is no other option for this. Now 512 is 8 cube. And 125 is 5 cube. So, if you take the cube root of this, you will get 8 is to 5. That is third option. Remember, subtriplicate means simply cube root. So, if you know the meaning of these words, you can directly get the answer of these questions. Now, let's take up the next one. Now, next question, it says there are 5 numbers P, Q, R, S and T where P is half of Q. So P is half of Q. So Q by 2. Q is 2/3 of R. So Q is 2/3 of R. And R is 1/4 of 9 times S. R is 1/4 of 9 times S. Okay. So R is equal to 1/4 of 9 times S. So 9S upon 4. And T is half of S. Perfect. So T is equal to half of S. So S by 2. Okay. T is half of S. Now find P is to T. We have to find P is to T. So how can we go about it? There is one way. See, one way of doing such question is convert all of them into one quantity. So here we have to find the relation between P and T. So convert both P into T in something that is common to them. Now to do that, let's do one thing. Let's convert both of them in S because T is already given S by 2. Okay. And P can be taken as, see, it is already Q by 2. In place of Q, take 2 by 3. So it is 1 by 2 into 2 by 3R. Now R can be expressed as 9S by 4. So put it here, it becomes 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into, in place of R, it is 9S by 4. So 2 and 2 are cancelled. 3 cancels 9 3 times. So we are left with P equal to 3S by 4. And we already have T equal to S by 2. So clearly it shows that P is to T is equal to 3S by 4 is to S by 2. Okay, so S and S get cancelled and we have 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 2. If you simplify, it comes out to be 3 to the 6 by 4 and that is 3 by 2. So the required ratio of P and T is 3 is to 2. That is the first option. This is the correct answer. And as I said earlier, this is one of the methods of doing this question. There is another way of doing the same question. Let's take a look at that. Now, the other way starts after creation of these equations. We already have these relations. Okay. Now, from here, can I say that P by Q is equal to 1 by 2? We also have Q by R, that is equal to 2 by 3. And we have R upon S, that is equal to 9 by 4. And from the last one I'll write in a different manner. S by T. T goes to the other side, 2 comes to the left hand side. So it becomes 2 by 1. If I multiply all these ratios, just see what happens. If I multiply all of them, we will get P by Q into Q by R into R by S into S by T. And that product will be equal to 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into 9 by 4 into 2 by 1. This will be the product. Just look at this, that here Q and Q will get cancelled, R and R will get cancelled, S and S will get cancelled and we are left with P by T. Okay, so P by T will be equal to, now 2 and 2 get cancelled, 2 cancels 4 2 times, 3 cancels 9 3 times, so we are left with 3 by 2. So P is to T is equal to 3 is to 2. That's the beautiful part of this question. That they are doing, to do this, there are various methods. This is also one of the methods. Right? Now let's go to the next question. Now the next question, it says B is to A, that is 3 is to 1. D is to C, that is 3 is to 2. E is to D, that is equal to 13 is to 12. And F is to E, that is equal to 1 is to 1. Oh, and B is to C is equal to 3 is to 8. Now what we have to do is find A is to E is to F. Now this is a very tricky and actually very simple question also. We just have to understand that we need to combine all of them properly. Right? We need to combine 3 of them, but for that we need to combine almost all of them. How do we do that? Here the values are not given in the order as they were there in the previous question. So instead of applying any of those methods, let's look at a different method altogether. Now what is the different method? Let's say I'll write 2 of them separately. We have B is to A as 3 is to 1 and let's say B is to C as 3 is to 8. Now look at this very closely. Here the B item is common and the value corresponding to B, they are already same. If they were not, we would have made it same by multiplying something, by taking LCM. Now here they are already same. So what does it mean? It tells us that if I have to find A is to B is to C, it would be equal to, in place of B we can take 3. That means when B is 3, A can be taken as 1. And when B is 3, C can be taken as 8. So we got the ratio A is to B is to C as 1 is to 3 is to 8. Alright. Now let's look at the others. Some of them. Let's look at what we have to find is A, E, F. So let's move ahead. Let's look at B, C and E, D. Right? In the first ratio, in place of B we have 3, and in the second one in place of D we have 12. Right? So whatever is the common item, it should carry the same value on the other side. Now let's make 3 and 12 same. To do that, what we need to do is multiply this ratio 3 is to 2 by 4. So we have, I'll write again, this D is to C will become equal to 4 3s are 12 and 2 4s are 8, and on the other one E is to D will be equal to 13 is to 12. So from here we can see that C is to D is to E, that will be equal to, in place of D we can take 12 because it is the common number. In place of C, when D is 12, C is 8. Similarly, when D is 12, E is 13. So we have one more ratio, C, D, E. Alright. Now if I combine these two, looking at the value of C, if I combine these two, we can get fantastic. We can get a combined ratio of A, B, C, D, E. Let's see how. What is the item common here? C is the common item. The value corresponding to C in the first ratio is 8. In the second ratio is 8 again. So we have A is to B is to C is to D is to E, and that would be equal to, in place of C it has to be 8. Now when C is 8, B has to be 3 and A has to be 1. Alright. And when C is 8, D has to be 12 and E has to be 13. So it is 8 is to 12 is to 13. So till now we have already calculated the ratio of A, B, C, D, E. Now there is one more ratio left, and that is F is to E, that is 1 is to 1. So that means whatever is E has to be equal to F. Here we already have E is as 13. That means just add one more item, A is to B is to C is to D is to E is to F has to be 1 is to 3 is to 8 is to 12 is to 13 is to 13. You have to understand that any other method will take the same amount of time. So don't worry about it. Just combine the ratio, or you could have gone stepwise. First you could have calculated A is to B, then B, A is to C, then A is to D, then A is to E, and then A is to F. So at the end of the day it is going to be the same procedure. Alright. So from here, now this is the combined ratio. Now from here it is A is to E is to F. That is what we have to find. So from this ratio, it's just take A is 1, E is 13 and F is 13. So the ratio will be 1 is to 13 is to 13. That is, third option is the correct answer. Alright. Now there is one tricky part here. The question says find A is to E is to F, and we already have E is to F or F is to E as 1 is to 1. That means F and E, wherever they are, they have to be same. If they are same, that means second option is anyways wrong, because they are not same. 1 and 13 are not same. Similarly, fourth option also wrong. The problem would happen with either the third or the first option. Alright. But that, that will be, again, that the time taken is going to be exactly the same, whether you find all the ratios or you check one by one. So nothing to worry as such. The practice has to be in such a manner that you should be able to combine all the ratios. Okay. Let's go ahead with the next question. Now in this one, as you can see, it is a direct question. P by Q is given as 3 by 4, Q by R is given as 2 by 1, R by S is given as 3 by 5, S by T is given as 15 by 7. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking P is to T. So here we don't need to do anything. We just need to multiply all of them. Why? Because this P by T will actually be equal to P by Q into Q by R into R by S into S by T. Right? Remember the first of first and the last of last. If they are to be combined, you can directly multiply the ratios to get your answer. Okay? And this should be equal to 3 by 4 into 2 by 1 into 3 by 5 into 15 by 7. So just simplify a little bit. 5 cancels 15 3 times. So, and 2 cancels 4 2 times. So 3 3 3, that is 27. Divide by 2 7s are, that is 14. So the answer of this question is 27 upon 14, that is third option. Okay, let's take up the next one. Now this question, it says the ratio of two terms is 2:3. If a number is added to both the terms, the ratio of the terms becomes 3:4. The same number is added. If the second term is 7 more than the first, then find the number added to the terms. Alright. So if I say the second term is 7 more than the first, suppose first number is x, then the second term number will be x plus 7. The ratio of these two items is already given 2:3. Okay. So we get the actual values from here. Cross multiply, you get 3x equal to 2x plus 14. So that is x equal to 14. So the numbers are 14 and 14 plus 7, 21. Now when I add the same number, so suppose the number that we add is k, right? So 14 plus k and 21 plus k. The new ratio is given as 3:4, this one. Okay, just cross multiply. You will get 4 into 14 is 56 plus 4k. We have to cross multiply like this. And 3 into 21 is 63 plus 3k. Now 4k minus 3k is k, 63 minus 56, 7. Perfect. Perfect. Fantastic. So k is still 7. Alright. We can check it. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21 plus 7 is 28. Perfect. 3/4. So the answer to the question is 7. That is third option. Right. So here people get confused that, is there any shortcut for this question? But why do you need any shortcut for this question when it is already very, very easy? Okay. Let's go to the next question now. Now the next question, it says three numbers are such that the difference of the square of first and the third is 260. If the ratio of first, second, third number is 4:6:9. Perfect. So the ratio given is 4:6:9. This is the ratio of numbers. Right? So if I take squares, remember squares can be taken directly. So if you take squares, their ratio will be simply square of these values. So 4 square is 16, 6 square is 36 and 9 square will be 81. So this has to be the ratio of squares. Now the difference of the square of first and the third, that is 260. So 16 and 81, look at the difference here. Here the difference is 65. In place of 65 we have 260. Alright. In place of 65 is 260. So that means 1 will become 260 by 65, that is 4. So 16 will become 16 4s are, that is 64. Now 16 is a square of a first number. So the first number has to be, 64 is square root of 64 and that is 8. So the first number is 8. So in place of 4, what we get here is 4 is 8. So 6 has to be 12, 9 has to be 18. So the actual numbers are 8, 12 and 18. Right? So this is one very good way of doing this question. There are definitely other ways of doing this question. Let's look at the other methods. The other methods would be to check the options. Right? Let's say the first option. 4:6:9 has to be the ratio. So first option gets eliminated from there because it is not 4:6, it is 3:4. So this is gone. Second option. 1.5 times is 6 and 6 2s is 12. So that is also wrong. And the last option. 4 3s are 8, 3 6 3s are 9 3s are. Now this could be correct and 8 12 18 this could also be correct. But the other information that we had was the square of first and third difference is 260. So if you take the square of 8, it is 64 and square of 18, it is 324. So the difference of 324 and 64, that is equal to 260. So that gives us the correct answer. So this was another way that you could have used. See, options will always be really, really useful in most of the questions, especially in your exams, which are post 12th. Okay, let's go ahead with the next question now. Now, this next question is a straightforward, simple question. Read the question carefully. 10 times the first number is equal to 9 times the second number. Suppose first number is x, so 10x is equal to, suppose second number is y, so it is 9y. So from here we get x upon y is equal to 9 upon 10. Now what is the question asking? The question is saying, find the ratio of 6 times the difference of squares of numbers. So here, which one is larger? The larger number is y. So let's say y square minus x square because we have to be concerned about ratio. So don't worry about the sign. We just take the values in such a manner that the square comes out to be positive, or the difference comes out to be positive. So 6 times the difference of squares and the numbers and the product of the numbers. So is 2, the product of numbers, that is x into y. Alright. Here you see the degree of x into y is 2 because x to the power 1 plus y to the power 1. Y square degree is 2, x square degree is 2. So we can write it as 6y square minus x square and divide by xy. The simple condition that we have, the degree and the power of each term should be same in all the terms, in numerator and denominator both. Here it is same. So we can directly take x equal to 9 and y equal to 10. Just put the values here. So it is 6 into y square is 10 square minus 9 square divided by 9 into 10. So it is 6 into, now 10 square is 100, 9 square is 81. 100 minus 81 is 19. Divide by 9 into 10 is 90. So 6 cancels 90 15 times. So the final answer of the question will be 19 upon 15, or 19 is to 15. Right? Look at the options. It is the second option. Here, don't try to look for a shortcut. This is a proper way of doing the question. Okay? Let's go ahead with the next one. Alright, the next question, this is one of the most interesting one. It's a pure English language question. It says, two numbers are such that half of the first number and 1/4 of the second number is equal to, right, added to the 1/4, right, is equal to the difference of 2.5 times the first number and 13 times 1/12 of the second number in the same order. Perfect. So the order is about the second two items, the ones that we have to find the difference of. Find the ratio of the two numbers. Perfect. Let's say the numbers are a and b. The first information, it says half of the first number, so a by 2, plus 1/4 of the second number, that is b by 4. This should be equal to, these two are added. The sum should be equal to the difference of 2.5 times the first number, so 2.5 times the first number, and 13 times 1/12. So it is 13 times 1/12 of the second number, so it is 13b by 12. So the difference of these two taken in the same order. Okay, so this is what we have. Now let's simplify this. So we have a by 2 plus b by 4 equal to 5 by 2a minus 13 by 12b. Let's take a on the same side, b on the same side. So it is b by 4 plus 13 by 12b equal to 5 by 2a minus a by 2. On simplification, as you can see, 12 and 4 LCM is 12, so it is 3b plus 13b, and the other side it is simply 5a, so it is 2, 5 minus 1, 4a. I am writing it again, writing it directly. So 13 plus 3 is 16b by 12 is equal to 2a. Perfect. Now 4 cancels 16 4 times and 12 3 times. So we have 4b equal to, in fact, what we can do here is, this 2 further cancels 4 2 times. So we have 2b equal to 3a. So that gives us a upon b equal to, be careful, a upon b will be 2 by 3. Right? So the required ratio of a and b is 2:3. That is the second option. Alright, let's go on to the next question now. Alright, the next one is a good tricky question. It says the ratio of sum and difference of two numbers is 5:1. So if the numbers are a and b, it will be a plus b upon a minus b is equal to 5:1. Very peacefully, just calculate the ratio of a and b from here. Cross multiply. So a plus b is equal to 5a minus 5b, and a goes to the other side, so it becomes 4a, 5b comes to this side, so add it, so 6b. Just do the calculation normally. 2 cancels, we get 3b is equal to 4a, or we can say a by b, sorry, this is 3b equal to 2a because 2 gets cancelled. Alright, so we have a upon b equal to 3 by 2. Let this be here. Now the second part of the question is, what is the ratio of the sum and difference of the cubes of those two numbers? So cubes of numbers a cube and b cube, and their sum will be a cube plus b cube upon a cube minus b cube. So as the powers are same, we can calculate, and to do that we just need to take a equal to 3 and b equal to 2 as it is. Put a equal to 3, a cube will be 3 cube, that is 27, b cube is 2 cube, that is 8, and in denominator 27 minus 8, so it is 35 upon 19. No other method is as effective and as fast as what we just did just now. Alright, so just concentrate on the basic concepts. Let's go ahead with this. Some people would use the words like componendo and dividendo. No point, right? Because they are bigger concepts, useful for very difficult questions. The questions that you are going to face are never going to be very difficult. Just remember that. Okay, let's go ahead with the next one. Okay, so the next one, it says 4 positive numbers are in the ratio 1:2:3:4. If the sum of their squares is equal to 480, find the numbers. Now, one way of doing this question is directly check the options, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8. Are they in the ratio 1:2:3:4? Yes, 2 2s are 2 3s are 2 6s are. But squares, maximum is 8 square, that is 64. Then 6 square is 36. Others are small. On addition, we can never get to 480. So this is wrong. Next option. Next option, the largest value is 32 and 32 square alone is 1024. Here the total sum of squares is 480. So this is also wrong. Okay. Next option, 16 square is 256. 12 square is 144, 8 square is 64 and 4 square is 16. As you can see, this adds to 10, 10, 20, 0, 5 into 7 and 4, 11 and 6, 17 and 1, 18 and 2 and 1, 3 and 4. Perfect. So this is the correct answer. And the last one you could have rejected because 20 square is 400 and 15 square is 225. That is 625. So you don't need the other two. This is anyways wrong because the sum has to be 480. Alright. So this is one very good way of doing this question. But as usual, there is another normal way of doing this question. The ratio of numbers, see, it is not very difficult to understand the conventional process also. The ratio of numbers is 1:2:3:4. So the squares ratio will be 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. So their sum of all of these will be 4 plus 1, 5 plus 9, 14 plus 16, 30. And 30 corresponds to 480. So 1 will correspond to 30, 12, 16 times. So 1 corresponds to 16. That is the square. So for the number, 1 will correspond to 4. So if the first number is 4, the second number will be 4 2s are 8, then 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16. So the numbers are 4, 8, 12, 16. Alright, so any method is good enough. Let's go ahead with the next one. Now the next question is a question based on ages. It says, the ratio of ages of Rikita and her brother Rikin is 2:3. 12 years from now, the ratio of their ages will become 4:5. What is the present age of Rikin? Right? So 12 years from now, the ratio will be, okay. There are multiple methods of doing this question. One simplest method of doing this question will be, let's take the present age, use one variable. Okay, let's take the present age of Rikita and Rikin from this ratio. The ratio is 2:3. So take Rikita age as 2x and Rikin age as 3x. Now 12 years from now, so plus 12 years, Rikita will become 2x plus 12 and Rikin will become 3x plus 12. Right? Follow very carefully. Now, at this moment, the ratio of their ages is 4:5. So ratio of these two items is equal to 4:5. So cross multiply and simplify. So we'll get, if you cross multiply like this, we'll get 5 into 2, that is 10x, plus 12 into 5 is 60, 3 into 4 is 12x, plus 12 into 4 is 48. So what we get from here is 10x goes to the other side, so 2x, and 48 comes to this side, 60 minus 48 is 12. So x is equal to 6. Remember, x is not the answer. Our answer will be, the present age would be 2x and 3x. So Rikita would be 2x, that is 6 into 2, 12. And Rikin would be 3x, so 3 into 6, that is 18. And the question is about Rikin, so answer is 18 years. So the present age of Rikin would be 18 years, that is the second option. Alright, so this was one good question. Now, there is another method of doing this question. Let's look at that shortcut, but that is slightly tricky to understand. Okay, let's see if you can make out from this explanation that I am going to give it to you. Okay, now that also start from the same situation. That the present age, what is the present age? Let's see. The present ages are, let's say the ratio 2:3. Let's take it as 2 and 3. Present ages as 2 and 3. Now there is another situation of future. That situation of future, ages are 4 and 5. What is the difference of 2 and 3? 1. What is the difference of 4 and 5? 1. So this is suitable, this is fine. But if I assume these to be the actual ages, the difference of ages of any one person from present to future looks like 2 to 4 is just 2. Whereas the actual difference is 12 years. So let's make this 2 equal to 12. How do you make this 2 equal to 12? Multiply by 6. So multiply everything by 6. This whole set of data by 6. Right? So 2 6 are 12, 3 6 are 18, 4 6 are 24, 5 6 are 30. So without doing anything, we have got the answer. The present ages of Rikita 12 and Rikin 18. Alright. Alright, the next question, a good one. The ages of 3 people, Akshay and Babita and Chirag, are such that twice the age of Akshay is equal to thrice the age of Babita. So 2A is equal to 3B. Perfect. You are taking Akshay as A, Babita as B, obviously. The sum of ages of Akshay and Babita is equal to twice the age of Chirag. So A plus B is equal to 2C. Perfect. And Akshay is 12 years older than Chirag. So A is equal to C plus 12. Right? Oh, very good. So we can calculate all of them in terms of C. Right? So let's do one thing. From the first one, if we have A plus B equal to 2C, put A equal to C plus 12. So C plus 12 plus B is equal to 2C. So that means B is equal to, C goes to the other side, 2C minus C is C, and 12 goes to the other side, it is minus 12. So we have B equal to C minus 12, A equal to C plus 12, put it in this first equation. So here we will get 2 into, in place of A, we can put C plus 12, and in place of B, we can put C minus 12. Perfect. So just simplify this. If you open it, it is 2C plus 24 is equal to 3C minus 36. So we have C on the same side. So 3C minus 2C is C, and 24 plus 36 is 60. Oh, great. So C is 60. That means B will be equal to 60 minus 12, that is 48. And A will be equal to 60 plus 72, that is 60 plus 72, 60 plus 12, that is equal to 72. Now the question is asking what is the age of Babita? Oh, that is B, that is 48. So the answer is third option. Okay, so this was a good question. Now again, whatever method you apply, there is no, don't look for a shorter than this method. Right? You can't get a number, right? You can't just get a dream of the correct number as the answer. At least some part of the process has to be done. Okay, let's go on to the next question now. Now the next question, it says, the ratio of present ages of Jibin and Nibin is 2:3. 5 years from now, the sum of their ages will be 8 less than 4 times the present ages of Jibin. Perfect. Let's say the present ages are, if the ratio is given 2:3, take Jibin as 2x and Nibin as 3x. Because the ratio is 2:3, we can separate them by taking a new variable. Now 5 years from now, that means plus 5 years, because everybody's age will increase by 5 years. Their ages will become 2x plus 5 and 3x plus 5. And at that time, the sum of their ages, now what is their sum? The sum of their ages is equal to 2 plus 3, 5x plus 5 plus 5, 10. Will be 8 less than, so that should be 8 less than 4 times the present age of Jibin. Now present age of Jibin was 2x. So 2x multiplied by 4 because it is 4 times, and less than 8. So 8 less. This is how we get the situation. So we have 5x plus 10 is equal to 8x minus 8. Take x on the same side, so 5x goes to the other side. 8x minus 5x is 3x, and 10 plus 8 is 18. So we get x is equal to 6. Remember, x is not the answer. What is our answer? The present age of Nibin. The present age of Nibin is 3x. 3x would mean 6 into 3, that is 18 years. Alright, so the answer of the question is fourth option. Okay, let's go on to the next question now. Now, this question number 18 is a very good one, a very important question. A lot of people make a mistake in this one. It says the ratio of incomes of A and B is 4:3. Ratio of saving of A and B is 5:6. Find the expenditure of A and B if A spends 3/4 of his income. Alright, if A spends 3/4 of his income. Okay. Now, straight away here, incomes can be taken as, A income can be taken as 4x, B income can be taken as 3x. Now, their saving ratio is given 5:6. So, we can take we can take A's saving as 5y, because see, the ratios are different, so you have to take different variables, and B's saving can be taken as 6y. Now, here, we need to know one thing very clearly, that saving should be equal to income minus expenditure, right? Or expenditure should be equal to income minus savings. Whatever way you like. This has to be, this is the basic process. Okay. And it says that A spends 3/4 of his income. Now expenditure of A would be income of A minus saving of A. Now income of A is 4x, saving of A is 5y. So 4x minus 5y is the the expenditure of A. This is expenditure of A. And this should be equal to 3/4 of his income. 3/4 of his income. So it is 3/4 into 4x. So basically you get the same thing. 4 cancel, it is 3x. So we have 4x minus 3x, that is x equal to 5y. Perfect. Or you can say that x upon y is 5 upon 1. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking, find the ratio of expenditures of A and B. Now expenditures will be, what will be the expenditure? A expenditure upon B expenditure. Just to make it clear, I am writing again. In the exam you don't have to write it. A expenditure will be A's income 4x minus A's saving, that is 5y, upon B's income, that is 3x, minus B's saving, that is 6y. Alright. Now here is the same power thing, so you can directly put x equal to 5 and y equal to 1, because you already have calculated x upon y equal to 5 is to 1. So put x equal to 5, 4 into 5 is 20, minus 5 into 1 is 5, 3 into 5 is 15, minus 6 into 5 is, 6 into 1 is 6. So it is 15 divided by 9, or 3 cancels, we get 5 by 3. So the correct answer of this question is 5 is to 3, that is second option. Right? They can be again. The other method would not be very, in lengthwise less than this. Okay, so this is a slightly better process. What could be the other method? I'll just explain it to you. I'll just show it to you. The other method can start from here. It says that the saving of A, the expenditure of A is 3/4. So if I have already taken the income of A as 4x and income of B as 3x, the expenditure of A can be taken as 3/4 of 4x. So it is x, 3x. That means the saving will be x. Now saving of A and saving of B, the ratio is given as 5 is to x. So if I assume this item to be k, x is to k has to be equal to 5 is to 6. From here k will be equal to 6x by 5. So it is 6x by 5. But at the end of the day, the length of the process is going to be the same. So what will be the expenditures? Expenditure A is 3x and expenditure of B would be 3x minus 6x by 5. B's income minus B's saving. So that is 15 minus 6, 9x by 5. So finally, the ratio of these two items will be 3x upon 9x upon 5, which gives us x cancel, 3 into 5 by 9, which is finally 5 by 3. Right? So the length of this process is also going to be exactly the same. Okay? Let's go to the next question now. Now the next question, it is based on the same process as we did in the previous question. The ratio of incomes of A and B is 4 is to 3. So let's say for A we take income as 4x and B we take income as 3x. Ratio of expenditure is 5 is to 4. So let's say the expenditure ratio is given 5 is to 4. Take A's expenditure as 5y and B's expenditure as 4y. So clearly saving will be equal to income minus expenditure, that will be equal to saving. So saving of A will be 4x minus 5y and saving of B will be 3x minus 4y. Alright. Now from here, what is information given? One information that is given, that is that saving of B is 1/3 of his income. Saving of B is 3x minus 4y. So 3x minus 4y is equal to 1/3 of his income, that is 3x. Fantastic. So 3 and 3 are cancelled. 3x minus x is 2x equal to 4y. So we have x equal to 2y. Perfect. Or we can say x upon y is equal to 2 upon 1. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking, find the ratio of their savings. Perfect. The ratio of saving would be 4x minus 5y upon 3x minus 4y. Now this All the powers are exactly the same. Just put x equal to 2 and y equal to 1. We have already done this kind of theory earlier. So 4 into 2 is 8 minus 5 into 1 is 5 divided by 3 into 2 is 6 and 4 into 1 is 4. So it is 8 minus 5, 3, 6 minus 4 is 2. So the final answer 3 is to 2. Okay, that is the second option in this question. No other method can reduce the process or the length or the time taken. This is the best way of doing this question. Okay, let's go ahead. Now the next question is one of the most interesting types of question. It says Lakhan has an amount of 12,000 in notes of denomination of rupees 100, rupees 500 and rupees 1000. If the ratio of notes with him in the respective denomination is 4 is to 2 is to 1. So what I'll do is I'll write denominations here first. Denominations we have 100 rupees, 500 rupees and 1000 rupees. Alright. And the number of notes are given in the ratio 4 is to 2 is to 1. So let me write it as 4, 2 and 1 only. Okay. So what will be the net value? Net value will be a simple product of denomination into number. So for 100 rupees, the net value will be 100 into 4, that is 400 rupees. And for 500 notes, it will be 500 into 2, that is 1000 rupees. And for 1000, it will be 1 into 1000, that is 1000 rupees. Alright. Their sum total is simply 400 plus 1000 plus 1000, that is 2400 rupees. Now what does it mean? It means that out of 2400 rupees, these are the net values of respective denominations. What you can do is you can directly take the ratio also. The ratio of these values, net values, will be 400 is to 1000 is to 1000. That is 0, 0 cancel. And then 4, 10, 10 are cancelled by 2. So it is 2 is to 5 is to 5. Now this is the net value, and this is what the question is asking, so don't worry about it. The question is asking what is the value of 100 rupees notes. 100 rupees is the first one. First one means 2. And the total amount is 12,000 rupees. So divide 12,000 rupees. So net value 100 rupees will be equal to 2 divided by 5 plus 5, 10 plus 2, 12 into 12,000. So it cancels 12 1000 times, so it is straight away 2 into 1000, that is 2000 rupees. So net value of this 100 rupee notes is 2000 rupees. Alright, this was a good question. Let's go ahead with the next one now. Now the next question, a standard question of distribution. It says the ratio of number of chocolates with Avi and Bhavya is 3 is to 4. So let's say Avi has 3x and Bhavya has 4x. If Avi gives 4 chocolates to Bhavya, so Avi reduces by 4, so 3x minus 4, and Bhavya increases by 4, so 4x plus 4. And the ratio becomes, so ratio of these two items is 5 is to 9. Cross multiply, 9 into 3 is 27x, minus 9 into 4 is 36, 5 into 4 is 20x, plus 5 into 4 is 20. So 27 minus 20 is 7x, 36 plus 20 is 56. So simplify to get x equal to 8. Remember, x is not the answer. The question is, how many chocolates did Bhavya have initially? So Bhavya initially had 4x. So they should be equal to x is 8. So 4 into 8, that is 32 chocolates. So the answer of the question will be first option, that is 32. A standard simple question. Right? Now the next one. Now the next question says, in a dining mess of 80 students, the number of boys to that of girls are in the ratio 2 is to 3. The number of students who are veg to non-veg are in the ratio 5 is to 3. Among boys, the number of those who are veg to those who are non-veg are in the ratio 1 is to 3. Alright. What is the ratio of number of girls who are non-veg to those who are veg? The total dining mess is of 80 students. So let's divide. Total 80. The boys to girls are in the ratio 2 is to 3. So first let's do this division. So boy to girl, the ratio is 2 is to 3. So boys will be 2 by 5 into 80. So divide, in fact, let me simply divide like this. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 divides 80 16 times. So 16 twos are is 32, 16 threes is 48. So there are 32 boys and 48 girls. Now, total veg to non-veg ratio is 5:3. So out of 80, total veg to non-veg ratio, veg to non-veg, this ratio is given as 5:3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 divides 80 10 times. So 10 into 5 is 50 and 10 into 3 is 30. So total vegetarian are 50 and total non-vegetarian are 30. Now the next part. Among boys, the number of those who are veg to those who are non-veg in the ratio 1:3. So from here, boys, veg to non-veg, V to N, that is 1:3. Now 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 divides 32 8 times. So 8 ones are 8 and 8 threes are 24. So out of total veg 50, 8 are vegetarian boys. So how many girls are vegetarian? 50 minus 8, that is 42 girls are vegetarian. So clearly 6 girls are non-vegetarian. You can check it. Non-vegetarian total 30. Total non-vegetarian boys 24. So 6 girls are non-vegetarian. Now what is the question? The ratio of number of girls who are non-veg to those who are veg. Opposite, right? So non-veg girls is 6 and veg girls 42. So it is 6 is to 42. That is 1 is to 7. So the answer is 1 is to 7, right? Be careful, not 7 is to 1. Okay? Because the order asked in the end is different from the order given in the beginning. Okay? Let's go ahead. Next one. Alright, the next question is an interesting one. It says, find the share of A in total amount of 14,64,100 divided among A, B, C, D, E in the ratio 2.5, let me write it, 2.5 is to 2 by 3 is to 3.5. Oh, the next one is 1 by 6, right, and 1 by 3. There must be some problem of typing, but otherwise it is fine. This is the question. I'm telling you that this is the equation, don't worry about it. Alright, let's simplify this. 2.5 is 5 by 2, okay, is 2. 2 is to 3 is 2 by 3. 3.5 will be 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7 by 2. 1 by 6 is 7 by 6. And 1 by 3 is 4 by 3. Multiply this whole ratio by the LCM of denominators. What are the denominators? 2, 3, 3, 2, 6, right? So multiply by 6. So we get 5 by 2 into 6. Each part of the ratio gets multiplied by the number when you multiply. Alright? So 5 by 2 into 6. 2 3s are, so 15. 3 2s are, so 4. 2 3s are, 3 7s are 21. 6 times, so 7. 3 2s are, so 4 2s are 8. This is the ratio of A, B, C, D, E. From here, if I have to calculate the share of A, it will be equal to 15 divided by the total addition. If you add 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 21 is 40 plus 47 plus 8, 55 into 1464100. Now 5 cancels 15 3 times, 5 cancels 55 11 times, and 11 cancels 14641 1331 times. If you remember the powers of 11, see, actually 11 square is 121. 121 square is equal to 14641. 11, that is 11 to the power 4, and 11 cube is 1331. So it becomes pretty easy if you remember the powers of 11. Right? Now 3 into 1331 will be 399300. This should be the share of A, and that is option 4. Alright? So that was a good question. Tricky one. Based on the values of powers of 11. Okay? So if you know the powers of 11, this question becomes a little easier. Otherwise it will take a little extra time. Let's go on to the next question now. Now the next question is a very interesting one. It has appeared in some of the entrance exams earlier also. It says, in a chase, a hare takes 5 leaps for every 4 leaps of jackal. That is about time. It means in same time, hare takes 5 leaps. I'm just explaining the question. I'm not solving it yet. And jackal takes 4 leaps. Right? So in the exam, when you read this statement, this is what it means. Now the next statement says if 4 leaves of hair is equal to 5 leaves of jackal, clearly it is about length. It is about length. What does it mean? Let's see. It says 4 leaves of hair is equal to 5 leaves of jackal. Right? Now let's do one thing. Let's take LCM of 4 and 5. LCM of 4 and 5 is 20 meters. So let's say both of them are equal to 20 meters. So what will happen? From there you can get 1 leap of hair and that will be equal to 5 meters. Similarly, 1 leap of jackal will be 4 meters. Now that means in same time, hair takes 5 leaps. That means it will be able to cover 5 into 5, 25 meters. And jackal can take 4 leaps. So 4 into 4, that is 16 meters. So in the same time, they are covering distances as 25 meters and 16 meters. Ratio of, question is, what is the ratio of speed? So ratio of speed will be same as the ratio of distances traveled in the same time. Alright. So the ratio of speed is straight away equal to, supposing the time was 1 second. Right. So 25 meter per second, the speed of first one, hair, and 16 meter per second, the speed of the second one, that is jackal. So ratio of speed will be simply taken as 25:16. Okay. No other thing to be thought about. Okay. So the correct answer is the third option. Alright. Let's go on to the next question now. Now the next question, it creates a trouble for some people. 2 people, A and B, are moving on 2 circular tracks. A makes 5 revolutions for every 3 revolutions of B, whereas 4 revolutions of A is equal to 9 revolutions of B. Alright. Find the ratio of the speeds of A and B. They are moving on 2 different circular tracks. Alright. A makes 5 revolutions for every 3. So this is the relation of time. In the same time, right, A makes 5 revolutions of its own circle and B makes 3 revolutions of its own circle. The circles are different. The relation of length of circles is given now in the second statement. It says 4 revolutions of A, so it is about length. 4 revolutions of A are equal to 9 revolutions of B. Let's take LCM of 4 and 9 and let's say both of them are equal to 36 meters. LCM of 4 and 9, 36. Now what does it mean? It means 1 revolution of A is equal to 9 meters and 1 revolution of B is equal to 4 meters. Put it here. So in the same time, A takes 5 revolutions. Now 5 revolutions of A would mean 5 into 9, that is 45 meters. And 3 revolutions of B would be 3 into 4, that is 12 meters. Supposing that the same time was 1 second, the speeds will be 45 meter per second and 12 meter per second. So the required ratio of speeds is straight away equal to 45:12. It is A is to B. Be careful. The question is asking A and B. Correct. So A is to B. Now 3 cancels 45. 15 times 3 cancels 12 4 times. So 15:4 is the required ratio of speeds. Alright. If you look at the options, it is the third option that is the correct answer. Let's go on to the next question now. Now the next question, it says the ratio of the cost prices of article A and B is 6:7. When sold at a loss, the ratio of their selling prices is 9:10. If the loss on article A is 1/4 of the cost price, find the ratio of losses on articles A and B. Alright. Let's simply take the cost prices of A as 600, of B as 700. Now let's look at the losses first. The losses are, on A it is 1/4. So on A loss would be equal to 1/4 of 600. So 1/4 of 600 is equal to 150. So selling price for A should be equal to 600 minus 150, that is 450. And this 450 corresponds to 9. And 950 times is 450. So 10 must correspond to 500. So selling price of B should be 500. Why? Because the selling price ratio is given 9:10. 10. Right? So 9 is 450, so 10 has to be 500. Now, we had assumed cost price of B to be 700. We have calculated selling price to be 500. That means the loss on B has to be 700 minus 500, that is 200. It's self-explanatory. So the loss on B is 200. Now what is the question? Find the ratio of losses of A and B. So losses ratio will be 150 is to 200. Okay, and that is 3 is to 4. There cannot be any simpler or direct method for this question. There may be different other methods also. Okay, but this is the best way to look at this question. Alright, let's go on to the next question now. Now, for the next question, whenever you get this provision question or time and work question, just remember total provision or total work is straight away equal to number of people into number of days into the rate per day. That's it. This is what we have to do. It could be either days or week, right? This is the basic idea. Just take this relation and write it in terms of the numbers given there in the question. Now the first information. Here the provisions are available for a flood affected group of 2000 people for 35 weeks. So 2000 people into 35 weeks. I am writing W for weeks. And 16 items per day per person. So into 16. This is the rate of consumption. If some more people join the group, let's say the new number of people is X, and then the same provision will last for 20 weeks. So X into 20 weeks at the rate of 20 items per day. So into 20. This is the total quantity in the first case. This is the total quantity in the second case. Both of them have to be same, equal. Alright. So from here we can get the value of X as 2000 into 35 into 16 divided by 20 into 20 is 400. Now 400 cancels 2000 simply 5 times. 5 into 16 is 80. 80 into 5 is 5. You can multiply this. 80 into 35. 400, 7, 2800. So the value of X is 2800. That means there are 2800 people in the second case. Number of people in the second case is 2800. Earlier there were 2000 people. So what is the number of extra people? Find the number of people joining the group. The new number of people who are joining the group. That is clearly 800. This is the new number of people who have joined the group. Okay. So the answer is fourth option. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. Now the next one, based on the same concept as we did in the previous question, it says in a gym there is a certain quantity of protein powder sufficient for 32 persons for 72 days at the rate of consumption of 5 grams per day. Clearly the total quantity should be equal to number of people into number of days or week into rate per day. So here the total quantity, I would say it is 32 people into 72 days into 5 grams per day. Within the same availability of powder, how many persons can have it for 64 days? So let's say X persons into 64 days at the rate of consumption of 6 grams per day. Alright. These two quantities have to be the same. So the value of X will be equal to 32 into 72 into 5 divided by 64 into X, 6. Now 16 cancels 32 or 32 cancels 64 2 times. Perfect. Very good. And 6 cancels 72. 12 times 2 cancels 12 6 times. So 6 into 5, that is 30. So X is equal to 30. Now the question is saying how many persons can have it for in the second case. So it is 30. Option 2 is the correct answer. Right? It becomes really easy if you know this formula, if you know this process. Total quantity is equal to total number of people into number of times or number of days or number of weeks into rate of consumption. That's it. Okay. Let's go to the next question now. Now, the next question is a very important question based on the concept of proportionality or variation. It says A varies directly with B when C is constant and inversely with C when B is constant. This we have done in theory lecture also. You know, here it says A in directly proportional to B and inversely proportional to C. So like this, 1 by C. A varies with 1 by C. But you don't need to go into this. I have said this earlier also. you can directly make a mathematical relation. And how is that? You can say that A is equal to, so A has to be written only once because that is the quantity that is depending upon B and C. Some constant term. Now B comes directly, so B will come in numerator. C comes inversely, so divide by C. So basically the relation that we have is A equal to KB by C. This is the relation. K is a constant. Now, when A is 26, B is 65, C is 30, find A when B is 84 and C is 42. So basically what we can do is, we can write both the relations in this format. So from the first one we have A26 equal to K into B is 65 and C is 30. And in the second case, find A. So A we have to calculate. K is a constant. B is given 84, right? And C is 42. Okay. So here there are multiple ways of doing it. One way is find the value of K in from the first one. Now because the numbers are simpler, I will directly calculate the K from the first one. 13 cancels 26 2 times. 13 cancels 65 5 times. 5 cancels 30 6 times. So we get K equal to 6 into 2, that is 12. And here 42 cancels 84 straight away 2 times. So the value of A will be equal to K into 2, and K is 12. So 12 into 2, that is 24. Alright. So whatever method you apply, this question is going to remain a very simple one. Okay. So it is 24. That is the first option. Let's go to the last question of this exercise. As usual, last question is very nice because we end up with the exercise. Now this question also is based on the concept of proportionality. It says the volume of a cone is directly related to the square of the radius of the base when height is kept constant. If the radius is 18 centimeter, the volume of the cylinder is 81 centimeter. What is the radius of the cylinder? Of the volume 100 centimeter cube when height is kept constant. Alright, so height is always being constant. That means we only have to consider. So see, the confusion happens when you know the formula for cone, right? Do not get into that because here the question is very clearly saying that the volume is equal to constant into radius square. We don't have to consider height because here initially height is constant and then later on in the question also height is kept constant. That is the tricky part of this question, right? A lot of even teachers make mistake in this question. Alright, now what is the relation that we have to make here? It says the radius is 18, the volume is 81. So 81 is equal to K into 18 square. That is the relation. So one way is we can find the value of K from here. Or what is the radius of the cylinder of volume? 100. So 100 is equal to K into the new radius. Let's say it is R square. Now this is another way of doing such questions. Simply divide. If you divide these two, what do you get? On the right hand side you get 81 upon 100 equal to K into 18 square divided by K into R square, and clearly K gets cancelled. This we could have done the previous question also, but that was not giving a very helpful situation. That was remaining almost, the difficulty level would remain exactly the same. Okay. Now here what happens? 81 is 9 square, 100 is 10 square. So 9 square upon 10 square is equal to 18 square upon R square. So very beautifully all the squares will go away. So we have 9 upon 10 equal to 18 upon R. So 9 cancels 18 2 times and R is equal to 10 into 2, that is 20. Alright. So that means the radius of the second one is 20 centimeter. The fourth option, that is the correct answer. Okay, so here we have completed a very beautiful exercise on ratio and proportion. We have taken some of the good shortcut methods. Please make sure that you watched it properly, right? If you need some of the questions, you should watch again. Okay. If you have any problem, any trouble, you can mention in the comment section, right? I'll always be happy to respond and help you. If you have any questions, you can go to my theory lectures. There's a huge quantity of theory lectures that I've already uploaded, right? And always remember, the shortcuts are secondary. The primary basic concepts are the most important thing. If you do not understand the concepts, you will not be able to apply the shortcut methods. So focus more time on understanding the concepts, and then definitely you can come back to the shortcuts. Thank you so much. Happy preparation. God bless you. See you again.